Welcome to ABA Inside Track, the podcast that's like reading in your car, but safer. I'm your host, Robert Perry Cruz, and with me as always are my fabulous co-hosts.
Hey, Rob, it's me, Diana.
And it's me, your friend, your bestie friend, your friend that you never knew you had.
But I did. I've known this.
What's your name?
For all this time.
You don't need to know my name. I'm just kidding. I'm Jackie. I'm not the Jackie from the Australian children TV show on Saturday morning. I'm just Jackie.
Wait, what show is that?
I can't remember, but I looked up Jacqueline McDonald, and there's a Jacqueline McDonald that hosts a TV show in Australia.
No way.
Wow.
Yeah. It's fun to Google yourself and see who else is out there.
But this isn't a show about Australian television programmers. This is a show about behavior analysis and behavior analytic research. And this is our July 2023 preview episode, where we discuss all the things that we'll be releasing this month so that you can have plenty of time, because here, at least in America and in other parts of the world, it's summer vacation, meaning you probably want to be able to plan, your trips to the beach. Not in Australia. They got to watch their show. They got nothing else to do there, I guess. They can plan ahead and know what episodes to come out, so they'll be able to listen to it, or maybe save some of them for long car rides, driving somewhere fun, I hope. So, without any further ado, what episodes do we have coming out this month, Diana?
All right, some exciting stuff is happening this month. First up, we have Dr. Holly Gover on to talk about feeding, selective feeding. And she had 2 articles that we reviewed with her. The first was on the generality of preference for contingent reinforcement by Gover, Hanley, and Ruppel. That was published in JABA 2022. And also, prioritizing choice and assent in the assessment and treatment of food selectivity by Gover, Hanley, Ruppel, Landa, and Marcus. That was published in the International Journal of Developmental Disabilities 2023. Yeah. Who said 2023 hasn't given you anything?
Has anyone said that? Yeah.
2023 is giving me everything.
It's bringing it. All right. So that's our first one for July. And then after that, we have Dr. Amy Odom coming on to talk about delayed discounting, topic that some people might shy away from, but we're hoping that this helps shed some light on the subject.
They probably should want to hear about it because, we might be entering a recession, so you really want to know how to get the most out of your discounts, your delayed discounts. Is it like a coupon?
It's a little different than coupon clipping.
No, you got to clip your coupons, put the code word in, and get a delayed discount.
Yeah, well, Dr. Odom's going to come on and explain it more.
I just explained it. There's not much more to say.
Well, let's wait until we hear the full episode to make judgment on that. So we'll have 2 articles we discuss in that episode. They include comparison of delayed discounting of different outcomes in cigarette smokers, smokeless tobacco users, e-cigarette smokers, and non-tobacco users. That's by DeHart, Friedel, Berry, Fry, Galizio, and Odom. That was published in JAB, Journal of Experimental Analysis of Behavior 2020.
You know what's so funny? When I read that, I didn't even think about e-cigarette smokers and cigarette smokers as 2 different things.
That's like vaping.
I know,
right?
I was like, yeah, but I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Because I'm an old person. And then I was like, smokeless tobacco, what's that?
How about clove cigarettes?
Oh, man, I knew cloves. That's 90s, man.
Yeah, it is.
Knew cloves.
Got it.
Yeah, anyway, sorry.
No, that's okay.
Don't tell my mom.
Okay. Also, discounting of food and water in rats shows trait and state-like characteristics. That's by Haynes, Galizio, Fry, Taus, Morrissey, Sarang, and Odom, and that was also published in JAB 2021. So that should be fun. And finally, to round out the month, we have an episode with just the 3 of us, in which we discuss DRA without extinction, which we have actually now retermed DRA minus extinction, just for fun. And we have, I believe, 4 articles that are going to be reviewed in that episode. They include an investigation of differential reinforcement of alternative behavior without extinction by Athens and Vollmer. That was published in JABA 2010. Further investigation of differential reinforcement of alternative behavior without extinction for escape-maintained destructive behavior by Briggs, Dozier, Lesser, Kamana, and Jess. That was published in JABA 2019. Systematic Review of Differential Reinforcement of Alternative Behavior Without Extinction for Individuals with Autism by McNall and Neely. That was in Behavior Modification 2018. And finally, Differential Reinforcement Without Extinction, a Review of the Literature by Trump, Ayers, Quinlan, and Zabala. And that was in Behavior Analysis, Research, and Practice 2020.
All right.
Those look fun.
Also, as a bonus, beep, 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 bonus episode, we have our September 2022 Thompson Center talk coming out as an extra special, maybe, road trip listening episode. When we went to the Thompson Center last year, we talked about quality of life goals. And so you'll get a chance to hear that. That one, we released those not for CEs. It's just for fun bonus listening. So if you see bonus at the front, it means you can just listen and enjoy, but you don't need to listen for code words or anything like that. It's not for CE credit.
Yes, you'll also know that because there's nowhere to link to click on the CE store. So it's
sometimes
just
people
for
get
fun.
mixed up, so I just wanted to make sure we mentioned that. So that will be coming out in July as well.
Yes, it is. I think it is quality discussion of a lot of research. However, it is not for CEs, just for fun.
Yeah.
Just hearing our talk. If you couldn't be the Thompson Center,
But you should come this year.
you could come this year.
Yeah.
We'll be talking there as well. But that's not till August. That's the fall. It's only July.
Well, the Thompson Center is in September,
Yes.
the conference.
What did I say? I said the fall, right?
You said August. I don't know what you said, but don't worry about it.
It's not in July.
You want to come.
That's
it's
what matters.
in St. Louis, Missouri, and it will be happening in September 2023. And this
there's a
time
pool.
around, we're going to talk about school refusal behavior.
Mm-hmm. All right.
There's a pool.
And there's a pool. Not at the conference so much as at the hotel where the conference is.
I think so. And delicious food.
Yes, that's always a plus there. And we've got a couple other episodes that are coming out very soon. We will be releasing for patrons. You'll be able to get early access to our discussion right at the tail end of the month. I think right before August starts, of our discussion of the book that you voted on, and that is Walden 2. So we had a bunch of books that were from previous book club votings, and we picked the ones that did not win that we still wanted to read. And Walden 2 was the winner. It was actually a tie between Walden 2 and White Fragility. And so I opened it up to
Never
our
the
hosts.
book I select.
No, Dinah, your book was a big loser and it's like a double loser.
Double loser.
No one wants to read it. Get out of
It's
here.
really good.
I'm sure it's fine, but nobody voted for it. Or people did vote for it, but it did not tie. And so we did a tiebreaker among our book club hosts. Not me, but Jackie and Diana and Alan Haberman. And they then broke the tie with Walden 2. So you get a chance to read that. If you are not a patron, well, why haven't you headed over to patreon.com/ABA Inside Track to join right now? So you'll get that right when it comes out and 2 CEs. But that's okay if you don't feel like joining or that's not your bag. That's cool. That'll be out sometime in the far, far future. But you'll get one of our older book clubs coming out in August. But we'll release more information about that in August. Also, though, if you were like, well, maybe I'll be a patron, you might want to be, because we're going to have a vote for what our August live episode will be. Our live episodes, we record them in the studio, but we open them up for patrons to kind of join in, listen to the recording as we're doing the recording, or just to see a video of the recording afterwards. You're able to get 1 CE for free. But first, we need to know what we'll be talking about. So our 3 topics will be direct instruction, ethics of fad treatments, and IEP development in preparing for transitioning to adulthood. Those are our 3 topics. So please head to patreon.com/ABA Inside Track and vote on which one you would like to hear us discuss. And if you're not a patron, well, just think about which one you wish you would have voted for, and maybe it'll win, but maybe it won't. All right. Well, I think that is all the recordings that we have coming out in this hot July. Let's talk a little bit more about what else has been going on in our errata segment. So as we were recording this, Diana and I had just come back from BabaCon 2023 in Detroit, Michigan, where we had a very good time. We met a lot of people. We actually met some guests of the show. We saw Dr. Holly Gover. We saw Dr. D.T. Rajaraman. We saw Werner Leland. We saw, who else did we see? A lot of folks. I'm trying to think what other guests we saw.
Dr. Nasia Strencio.
Oh, yes.
was there.
Yes, she was there. I did not get a chance to say hi, unfortunately, in person. Tyra Sellers. Oh, yes, we
Was
saw.
there. Denisha Jingles, who we've had on the show previously, was there.
Adrian Bradley.
Bradley and Kat Jackson. Who were
there
on the show. So many people. It was really awesome. And I saw people I used to work with like long time ago, and that was kind of exciting and fun. And we met lots of people who listened to the show. So that was great. It was like super nice to put a face to a name for many people who have seen their name come across the screen in some capacity. So hello, everyone. And we also met lots of new fun people as well. So all around, it was a really great time.
Yeah, we saw Ben from the Behavior Speaks podcast. We had a chance to chat with him. We met Jared Van, who does a lot of videos on TikTok about standard acceleration charts, who came over and started to orient me to a standard acceleration chart. I don't think
he was very kind.
I don't think he meant to make me feel bad, but he was talking about how in some of his work, he's taught some 4-year-olds to do standard acceleration charts, which did make me realize I probably need to, sit down and actually figure out how to use them.
Up your game a little.
Up my game a little, but I did appreciate the time he was taking, and so I'm going to check out some of his videos, and then probably email him and say, "Yeah, come on Zoom and show me how to do this."
It was a fantastic conference because it was both very thoughtful and intentional in its layout and its intention to include everyone and stay really focused on its mission and its goals of the conference. But it was also awesome because it was just very high energy, and there was a lot of interaction during the talks with the audience and a lot of interaction amongst conference goers as well. So it had a great feel to the whole thing, and there were like lots and lots of like fun extra activities that one could sign up for and do as well. So like now that I know that, I hope we get to go back and do a few more of them that we missed out on this time around, because they really want it to be a community experience. It was great.
Lunch and learns. I don't think we got a chance. There was one just for like
there
RBT track, which was
table
cool.
swag at the booths as
Jealous
well.
I couldn't go.
I know, but I brought Jackie some swag, so I will post a picture of her with that.
Yeah, it was good. It's good swag. So yes, we had a great time. We're so glad to continue to be able to kind of sponsor, our little bit for Baba, and hopefully we'll go back.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get to go back, and hopefully Jackie, you'll get to go.
Yeah, I'd love to go. I was dealing with my child and becoming a yoga teacher
There you go. That's always fun.
that weekend.
Congrats.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you a yogi?
Now I am a yogi.
Bear.
Yep. Yeah, I'm a yogi bear.
So many picnic
So
baskets.
now
So you're a Dr. Reverend Yogi Jacqueline McDonald?
That's right. So many things. I just can't decide.
That's amazing. Good for you.
But don't worry if you weren't able to go. Even Jackie, don't worry if you missed this year, because I think one of our favorite things to do for the podcast is go to different talks at conferences and say, you know what, I kind of want to ask some questions. And then instead of going up to the person and asking them in person, I say, I'll email them later and say, come on our show and tell us all the answers. So I think we have a nice long list of some really excellent topics. Not going to spoil them all now, but I've got my phone handy. But we learned a lot about, some precision teaching, some OBM, a lot about school consultation. So we met a lot of great folks that we are hopeful we will have on the show so that they can share some of their research and some of what they've been passing on and teaching to all of you out there. So fingers crossed on all of that. All right, so that's what we've been up to. I think that covers most of everything. We've got our polls, we've got our episodes, we have our recap of Baba. How about some emails?
So this isn't an email, but I did want to remind listeners that they could listen to the podcast on YouTube. And that is what one listener did, Christy.
Just
Hello.
one.
Hello, Christy. Our one.
Hello in YouTube land.
Hello, and you to them. Actually, it's so funny that I say that because one of our work colleagues, who's not a behavior analyst, he's a neuroscientist. For some reason, anytime we post anything on YouTube, it pops up. It's like the first thing that he sees, and he's like, I don't know if I've ever watched it, but I always know when one comes.
That's
so
good.
I like that. But
just click it and run it in the background, just for the algorithm to pick up. Thanks.
Listener Christy, listen to episode 204, Trauma-Informed Applications of ABA, with Dr. Rajaraman and Dr. Austin. And they said that this was their favorite interview in behavior analysis, that's pretty amazing. And we know that they're not from the United States because they spelled favorite with a U.
Oh, wow.
So I just wanted to remind listeners.
Wow. Thanks, Christy.
Yeah, thanks, Christy.
I mean, really thanks to Dr. Rajaraman and Dr. Austin.
Yeah.
I mean, we were there too, in our defense.
We were there, but another YouTube listener, Kayleen, listened to episode 175 on token economies in action, and they said that the perspective on the video was refreshing.
Okay.
Yeah.
If they liked episode 175, they should go to episode 195 with Dr. Jason Beret, because that will blow your mind.
Yes. That is.
It's token economies part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to, give the shout out to the YouTubers.
All right.
We so rarely miss them.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
excellent.
Thanks for listening out there, folks.
Yes, thanks. However you get the show.
If you like watching it on YouTube, you can see it with the subtitling feature on there, as you always say, Rob. But sometimes people also email us because they need transcripts, and I'm happy to provide those. Just email, and then I'll get it to you.
Yes. Unless it's before episode 18, which for some reason
Yep,
we
those are
cannot
harder.
get those. I don't know why. Maybe because they're old-fashioned. All right. Well, I think that covers everything for July. If you're here in the States, I think when this episode comes out, you will already have had... Yep, you'll already, by the time this comes out, if you're on our Patreon, you got this before the 4th of July. Otherwise, you're getting it after the 4th of July. And at least around here, the weather's going to be rainy. So hopefully you got to see at least some fireworks. Otherwise, I hope you were somewhere you could just have fireworks. They're fun to see, aren't they? But I guess that brings us to the end of our preview episode. We look forward to everything that we've got coming out in July. Don't forget to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, or on YouTube where you can see all our episodes. So you can set up notifications or subscribe there so that you're able to get all of these episodes as soon as they come out. And if you want to get everything ahead of time and you want to be able to vote in that poll and make sure that you get our Walden 2 book club, don't forget to subscribe at patreon.com/ABA Inside Track for that, plus discounts on CEs. All right. Well, everybody, we're going to go hit the beach or whatever people do in the summertime. But we'll be back next week with the first of our new July episodes. And until then, keep responding. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.